The lone hijacker has been detained and all the passengers and crew are safe. The hijacker had gained control of the airliner by pretending he had a suicide belt on laden with explosives. He forced the pilots to land the plane in Cyprus. The Cyprus Foreign Ministry has identified him as Seif Eldin Mustafa while saying the incident is not related to terrorism. Also, it has been confirmed that the belt worn by the attacker did not contain explosives. Meanwhile, Egypt is sending a plane to take stranded passengers back from Larnaca airport. The hijacked flight was en route from Alexandria to Cairo when it was taken over and diverted to Larnaca airport on the southern coast of Cyprus. Around 60 people were reportedly on board the Airbus A320. The airport was closed during the crisis with incoming flights diverted to Paphos on the island's western edge. Egyptian authorities say the motive of the hijacker is still not clear.
The
hijacker at one point demanded to meet with one of the EU representatives, and at another point he demanded that the plane leave to another airport. In general, there was no specific demand. He is an Egyptian, and obviously there will be a thorough investigation with the hijacker to find out the reasons behind this act.
Well, let's get more now from Adel Mahroui. He joins us live from Cairo. Adel, this incident raises serious questions about security breaches in Egypt's international airports. What are airport authorities saying?
Well, for airport authority, it seems like a relief that the hijacker did not have a weapon or even an explosive device, which makes sure that whatever heightened measures the security officials took here in airports after the Russian plane crash, it is actually working. But it also indicates that there is a lack of confidence from the airport employees, from the plane crew, and even passengers. They lacked confidence that they lack the trust in the security measures taken in Egypt, particularly after the plane crash that was only 5 months ago. So no one on board seemed to suspect that it is unlikely for him to carry an explosive device on board the plane. And this is what has given him leverage all through the process until he managed to convince the pilot to detour the plane and go changing his route to Cyprus. And even until the last minutes, it wasn't until then when the security officials and the authorities in Cyprus realized that there was no explosive devices on board the plane. So it is sort of sends a mixed message about the security level and in airport security in Egypt. There is a sort of a strength in how such breaches are not as frequent as before, but at the same time it seems that most people still lack the confidence that this is the case, or at least they do not trust totally to rely on such security measures.
So what is the likely impact of this incident, especially on Egypt's tourism sector?
Well, there is expected to be a continuation of damage from that incident as well on the Egyptian tourism. We've seen countries like Russia extended its ban for touristic trips to Egypt indefinitely now, after talking that it would have been resumed within the coming few months. So this might be also a trend that we would see in other countries. But the investigations from Cyprus mainly and then Egypt would definitely sort of clarify how the events took place, and this in itself could help the Egyptian authorities to prove that they have a high level of security measures in airport, and therefore give confidence for foreign countries to send their tourists or their citizens to come and spend their holidays in Egypt. But how will that be impacted, or how the impact will come? It will be clear within the coming at least 24 to 48 hours to see if the little reservations that Egypt already have will be affected or not.
All right, Adel Mahroui live for us in Cairo. Thank you, Adel, for joining us.